Tonight we take you on a journey through the UK's most haunted village of Pluckley. This is our Halloween special 2020. So we're on the road to Pluckley now.
Yeah, we just set off. Brian told me the weather was going to be mild. 10% chance of rain all day. I've changed my underpants twice. I've got that piss wet through. Thanks for that, Brian.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, shouldn't have been a weather forecast. Weather forecaster don't work clearly. But excited though. Hopefully this will clear up, and I think if it does, well, we should have a good night ahead of us. Plenty to see, plenty to do in Pluckley. The place that's absolutely riddled with poltergeists and ghosts, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it, it's Halloween today, and we are going to the most haunted village in the UK. What more could we ask for? So, what are you feeling about it? You feeling apprehensive, nervous, or...?
I've got two main concerns with the whole thing, really, and number one, that's obviously was it devil worshippers and satanic rituals and stuff like that which happen in the Screaming Woods, and number two is the potential UFO activity that's seen in Pluckley over the Screaming Woods.
The thing you mentioned about the UFOs, the lights above the trees, well, a lot of people say look like
spider webs.
Like a spider's web,
yeah,
lighting up above the trees.
Kind of glistens, doesn't it?
I can't really think of a logical explanation for that.
No,
I find that, I don't know, it's a hard one to find a logical explanation for, and to have the same thing described
50 years after?
Something like 50, 60 years apart is creepy, really.
Yeah, doesn't really make much sense.
Doesn't add up, does it?
I think the thing is with the ghosts and whatever, we're obviously kind of banking on seeing that. We're not really expecting to see it.
Also,
yeah, we're banking, we're hoping for it. That's what we aim to try and find, and that's what we're looking for.
I suppose we sort of know, well, I won't say know how to deal with it.
We have
equipment
right
to try and find it, to try and capture it, record it, communicate with it.
But what do you do if you suddenly see something in the sky coming down here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how good a spirit box is going to be towards that. Or
I don't think it's going to help you much,
you know.
if I'm honest.
Anyway, the elephant in the room at the moment. In fact, there's two elephants in the room. The first one.
Where are they?
First one, the vote.
Yes.
I would like to say thank you to everyone for not voting for me. I was actually really shocked. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was, but
I mean, did you really? Because
I honestly thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was.
I do kind of suspect a tiny bit of foul play.
Honestly, no foul play. Other than telling people that I didn't want to get cold, there wasn't a lot of foul play.
You didn't tell anyone to vote for me, no?
May have mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this happened to you before, and I was expecting the same sort of karma, but obviously not this time, so that's fine. What's the other elephant?
The other elephant that people at home don't know about, but I know about. We met up last week and we were discussing the plans for Pluckley and everything else, and I distinctly recall you saying that you were going to bake some cookies for the journey.
Yeah.
You forgot about it.
I forgot about them, yeah.
Now, I'm sat here and I haven't got any cookies.
No, but we do have chocolate fingers.
Chocolate fingers. However, I think the people at home, as well as, well, I personally suspected you would forget. I knew you'd forget. right?
You trying to insinuate I'm quite a forgetful person?
I knew you'd forget. Anyway, but don't worry. I've arranged a forfeit for him forgetting.
Have you?
I have indeed. That little chili pepper I give you earlier on. Where's the little chili pepper, bro?
I think I've lost it.
Because I think everyone at home would like to see you eat a chili pepper instead of what would have been cookies.
Alright, fine. Let me clench my palate first.
I'm sure it's not that hot.
Well, you said they're sweet chilies.
Yeah, they're sweet chilies.
I'm sure I believe you as well, but do you know what? For you, I'll do it.
You like spicy food?
Yeah, I like spicy food, I just can't take it. Okay, fine. So I didn't get the cookies.
Yeah. I mean, it's orange. No, nothing bad. Nothing bad's ever been orange. The Simpsons are orange. There's nothing wrong with orange. See? It's not that bad.
Here we go. I can feel the burn.
It's not that bad at all. Homegrown, that isn't it? You okay? I wouldn't rub your eyes.
Well, it's only a sweet one, isn't it?
You okay, mate?
That was a spicy bit.
I just like to point out Ryan's cough is not COVID related, it's chili pepper related. You've gone ever so red. You remember that time I dribbled on camera? It was hilarious. It was really funny to share that across the internet. This is my revenge.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm glad I could bring that to
Woo. Where's the next services?
next services.
Yeah.
Oh, we ain't got time to stop, mate.
I need a pint of milk.
Anyway.
Oh, mate, it's getting worse. Fucking hell, it's a slow burner, that is.
I would also like to point out to everyone, last Christmas Brian brought me a present. Now,
Hang on, right.
I like chilli sauce. And Brian thought, I'll buy Nathan some chilli sauce. This chilli sauce he brought me, however, was it a million Scoville?
No, not quite.
And I didn't realise, so I made myself a sandwich. Lots of chilli sauce on this sandwich. My mouth swelled up that much and my tongue swelled up that much I nearly called an ambulance because I couldn't breathe. Genuinely nearly called an ambulance. So which Brian found hilarious. So don't feel too sorry for him.
I mean, I thought you would have read the instructions, like, you know.
Oh yeah. Warning
Oh,
label. Brian's putting his mouth out the window.
Oh my god. Okay, so we spoke about my number one sort of concern for tonight. You haven't mentioned yours.
I don't know actually. There's a few things that concern me.
Well, I think that's one of them.
One is very similar to yours. You know, bodies going missing and then reappearing and no cause of death and the amount of... That's concerning. But I think one of my biggest concerns is actually not so much paranormal, but there's a lot of devil worship goes on in there. Satanic rituals, and even to this present day, I believe the local police advise people not to go in after 9 PM, I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Because of stuff like that. So getting caught up in stuff in any of that could be a bit concerning.
Well, I've read somewhere they actually do section off the village on Halloween night as well, so that's something else. I can't believe you. When I said bring yourself a Halloween mask, I suggested a bird mask. And I thought you were going to bring something scary like a plague doctor outfit.
What's wrong with this?
Not a duck mask.
This is scary. I'm going to prove this is scary. Anyway, when you said you were going to come as a mythical creature, I thought you were going to come as something a little bit better. I was expecting, I don't know, a werewolf, a vampire, not a bloody unicorn.
This is scary. Can you imagine this in the deep in the woods at the middle of the night? So tonight we're starting this journey in Pluckley, right in the centre of St Nicolas Church. And it is said that there are 3 spirits here that roam. 2 spirits of a white lady and 1 of a red. Now it is thought that the spirit, all 3 spirits are the same person, and that is a Lady Daring. The Lady Daring was said to have been a very pretty lady, and when she was buried in a coffin made of lead, with a single red rose placed on top. Could this be why she is sometimes seen in red and not white? No matter which form she takes though, the story goes that she wanders these gravestones and this yard in sorrow, searching for her stillborn child. One of the lesser known stories about this graveyard is a little ghost story that happened inside this church. A team of investigators actually spent the night here and investigated inside of the church looking for Lady Daring. And when they were investigating inside, they were joined by a 4-legged friend. They were joined by a dog. However, the next day in the morning, when the vicar was asked about the dog, it turned out he never actually owned one. They just assumed it was his. The dog had vanished into thin air. So we just sat outside one of Pluckley's most famous haunted pubs. This pub, unfortunately today, is actually closed, but it has many ghost stories inside of it. The first one being of a man who sits at the bar, sat next to 2 red setters as he quietly drinks. The second is a host of ghosts in that pub that move objects and steal things from other punters and customers. But it seems that these items disappear for a few days before they are returned or found.
Hi guys, here we are at Pinnock Bridge. One of my favourite tales of Pluckley actually when I was looking into it. There was an old lady who actually used to sell watercress from the bridge. Waiting for the car to go past. Yeah, she used to sell watercress from this bridge. And she used to smoke a pipe and drink. And one night she was here selling watercress, and the pipe actually ignited the gin that was soaked into her clothes, and unfortunately she burned to death on this very spot. Now, over the years, people, as you can see the cars passing by, have actually seen her sat here smoking. This has transformed over the years into her sitting here on fire. which has led to just a ball of fire being seen here, and actually it's died down to a small glow just floating in the air. Whether this means her apparition is gone, her energy is gone, we don't know. It does sound very much to me like it's dispersed over the years, to the haunting just fading away, which is interesting. It's one of the first cases I've actually heard of that, so it's interesting. While I'm here, obviously I thought I'd ask a few EVPs, because like I said, it's one of my favourite stories of Pluckley, and I wanted to come here for quite a while. Lady, I've come to buy some watercress. I'm here to buy watercress. Are you still selling watercress? Don't be afraid. Come forth. We know this is where you met your end. One of the most painful deaths known to man. What a prick. If you can make any noise, scream for us. Let's make a sound. Make a noise for us. So much contamination.
Lady,
With the cars and
come
stuff
to buy
to
some
change.
watercress.
Well, there's so much contamination, I'll probably leave it there. What we'll do, we'll upload this to the computer, analyse it, and go from there. But it's nice to see this place, definitely.
Right, we've just pulled up at Dicky Bus's Lane, which is another site of a haunting in Pluckley. Do you want to explain this one?
Yeah, Dick Bus Lane. It's basically, there was a group of school kids just after the First World War.
First World War.
Just after the First World War. We're walking down Dick Bus Lane on the way to school, where they actually saw their teacher hanging from a tree. He'd obviously hung himself. He's hanging from a tree, and that's obviously the site that they saw before them. But it goes on further than that, doesn't it?
It continues to this present day, actually. There have been many more sightings of the same teacher seen just hanging in the tree. So this area is very well known for more paranormal activity. Just another feather in Pluckley's cap, really.
I think going round Pluckley so far, it's just a weird atmosphere. Everybody seems vacant and
Not really with it.
not really with it. We've actually passed people in the middle of the dark, in the middle of nowhere, with no lights, no nothing, just strolling by the side of the road, and then you're looking, you're thinking, are they real? You turn back round and they're not there, and you just, it's sort of, the whole place just seems like Salem's Lot. It's just almost not of this world. It's weird. It's a really weird atmosphere.
To be fair though, I mean, you probably scared them off when you came driving up behind them wearing a duck mask. I mean, that would frighten anyone at this time of night, wouldn't it?
So yeah, it's a strange place. I think the investigation in the woods is going to be really strange, really interesting. I'm actually quite apprehensive now.
I'm glad you're feeling it too.
Something not nice about this. It's almost like you've travelled through time to a different sort of
I'm glad you said that, because that's how I feel.
place. I feel really like,
I feel like I'm not with the current. As you said, they felt vacant. I
Yeah.
don't feel like we're fitting in.
I feel like detached. I feel like if there was
Yeah,
ever
detached.
a problem we needed to speak to someone, there's just be nobody. It's like, I know there's a lot of ghosts in this village, but it feels like the whole village is like a ghost town.
Bit of a shell.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna head off now and
To our next
have a look
location.
at Frights Corner.
Frights Corner.
Right guys, here we are at Frights Corner. This is one of the most famous areas in Pluckley. The area where the highwayman is seen. Since we've been here, we've had some strange things already. Whilst getting out the car, we heard what sounded like a horse snorting or grunting right next to us, which obviously shook us up.
You've heard that twice as well.
We've heard that twice now. I've thought I've seen somebody literally stood in the middle of the road. Just when I shone my torch there, it vanished, just like a black shadow, which obviously put me on edge as well. And the weirdest is we've actually had what looked like a green light run across, well, it was about here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, it looked like a bit like a laser pen beam, I suppose.
Yeah, but not really sure what caused that.
Nice. It's also interesting to note, full moon tonight. I don't know if you can pick that up with a camera.
Full moon on Halloween. It's
First
time in 19 years.
First time in 19 years.
So it's quite rare.
It's quite rare. Wonder if that will help encourage spirit activity or potentially devil worshippers or satanic rituals. It could be more rife tonight, so we've got to be really careful. Obviously the story behind the highwayman at this location is he is seen running out and coming out, basically trying to rob people as he did in life. He's been spotted by a number of people over the years. This is also where he met his death. He died here. I believe it is in the trees behind us. He was actually caught and run through with a blade. Pinned to the tree, I believe. Actually pinned to the tree with the blade. Perhaps that's why he haunts this corner. Perhaps it's because this is where he used to jump out on people. It was actually this very corner where he used to stop carriages, etc., rob them. But it's safe to say neither of us are feeling comfortable tonight. We both feel vulnerable. We feel very unwelcome. I know obviously the locals are not always a fan of the paranormal investigators coming here, but we feel quite intimidated. By people beeping at us, shouting at us while filming. So that teamed up with some of the stories here makes us feel really vulnerable. So we've got to be really careful tonight. Not just from a paranormal aspect, but from a human aspect. So I'd like to ask while I'm here, obviously we're limited on what we can do here because
Notice, sorry, all the cars and everything are slowing down when we're...
yeah. Obviously we're limited what we can do here, being on the side of the road and contamination again. But I'd like to ask, the highwayman is here. Come out. I've pockets full of money. If you're brave enough, come out. What the fuck is that? Your footsteps?
Yeah.
Where does the camera pick that up?
Hopefully. It sounds like...
It sounded like a gallop.
It sounds like either a horse or a horse and cart.
I just heard a gallop. It was like gallop, gallop, stop, vanished. Was that you trying to come forth?
Come forward, we'll give you our money.
We're going to spend tonight in Daring Woods. Come there and take our money. Come and meet us. Right, not that in the head then.
Is it a police? No. Fair enough.
Yeah.
During our filming at Frights Corner, an angry group of locals appeared in a car. They were unhappy at our presence here and our interest in the paranormal. Not long after, a second car appeared with more angry locals surrounding us. At this point, we decided to leave swiftly. We left the area, went out to get some food, drink and some well-deserved rest before heading to the Screaming Woods. Upon entering the area of the Screaming Woods, we noticed loads of cars and footfall by the entrance.
Right guys, here we are. We've just arrived at Daring Woods, Screaming Woods. Really strange because we've driven up and there seems to be loads of people. Loads of, probably 50, 60 cars parked up, would you say, bro?
Yeah. Easily.
People coming out from the trees, all over the shop, just slightly up the road.
Kind of walking everywhere, aren't they?
Just walking everywhere. So what we've done, we've come slightly further down the woods to the far end, so we can try and get just an area to ourselves. I think there's nobody down in this area, so that's good. We are going to have to be very careful tonight setting up camp and everything, because of the human contamination. There's so many people around. Something we didn't really plan for, isn't it?
No, I wasn't expecting it to be...
Maybe it was a bit naive of us, but we kind of thought it'd be empty.
Yeah, I thought it would be next to nothing.
So yeah, so we have to be careful. We can start off by going for a bit of a walk through the forest. I'm going to take my rig back. Brian's going to set his rig up. We'll have 2 cameras going. We have a walk through the forest, very Blair Witchy, acclimatised for a little bit, and then as the night progresses, we're going to come, set up the tent, do an investigation, providing contamination lets us and there's not too many people flooding the area or anything. And then once again, Brian will camp on his own, providing contamination allows it and there's not too many people around. Obviously, it's not ideal, but we're here, we've come a long way. As you probably saw earlier on when we were investigating Frights Corner, we've actually had some locals, a couple of cars pull up, kind of tried to surround us a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
And give us a bit of abuse because of what we were doing.
Wasn't exactly a warm welcome.
Wasn't a warm welcome. No punches were thrown or anything, but we decided to leave the area for a bit just because we wouldn't be able to continue recording or anything. So we are keeping our wits about us. As we've said, it's not been very welcome, but you know, you've got to expect this sometimes. So we're keeping our wits about us, and we'll go for a bit of a walk through the forest now and start off like that.
Righto.
Cheers, guys. So yeah, this forest is really, really dense. Reminds me a lot of Cannock. An awful lot of Cannock, to be honest. Yeah, not too bad. I was just saying, it reminds me a lot of Cannock, this place.
Yeah. Quite a Birches Valley.
The thing is, like Cannock, it's got a seriously sinister past, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you think it could have been anywhere around here. All those bodies were found. So I can hear a lot of noises. What could be described as screams or wailing. It's actually footing around here. But as I've said, there are so many people about, it's hard to sort of class anything as paranormal at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's that much contamination going on. a bit hard to tell.
Certainly is. Something else this forest is quite famous for. I say famous for, doing research, it's quite renowned for, but not a lot of people know about it in truth. There's been a lot of suicides here. A lot of people hanging themselves in here. And that makes you wonder. Yeah, as I was saying, a lot of people have committed suicide in this forest. It's interesting because one of the places we really would love to go to, we're not sure how feasible it would be, is actually the suicide forest, the one in Japan. I can't pronounce the name of it. But we both said we'd like to go there, haven't we? Onto a track where I can see something in front.
Yeah, mate.
There is
red glowing light.
Yeah, it's a UV.
I don't think it is. It looks like a fire. I think it's a fire. Yeah. It's old stuff. Actually, listen. What do you mean fucking stay?
Just stay here. Right, I'm going to go and have a sneak in the dark. I want to go see what's going on. You wait here. Don't move, okay? Try and hide your lights the best you can. I don't want to freak you the fuck out.
Hmm.
But that's like burning embers in a fire. There's people fucking stood around there. No. Don't know if it's a bonfire or what, but they're whispering. It sounded fucking chanting, like. Honestly, straight up, it sounded like fucking chanting.
Hmm.
Maybe that's why we're the only fuckers this end.
Okay.
Whatever's down there, it seems proper fucking suspect.
So you don't fancy walking down here with these?
Whatever's down there, mate, that's like fucking. I want to go back to the car, get the binoculars and try and get a closer look.
Alright, happy with.
Hi guys, been to the car. Got the binoculars, we're going to have a look, see what's going on. Obviously we're not going to be setting up camp and stuff with weird shit like that going on.
Yes.
There was just a light in them trees then.
Trees. What sort of, how big? Because we had a laser earlier.
This sort of height. It's like a green light went across and then a flash, red flash.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't look paranormal, it looked like...
Man-made?
Yeah.
Like a laser beam again. Laser beam, laser pen.
So anyway, we're going to go and have a look now.
What in the forest?
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Okay.
It's frustrating because we're here for the paranormal.
Yeah, I know. As we already know, there's lots of human presence.
There is a lot of human presence here. And whatever they're doing up there, it don't look...
Good.
No, it don't look good.
We want to rerun the facts again. We're here on Halloween night. First full moon in 19 years. And a place where it's home of satanic worship. On a weekly basis normally, on a Friday. But we're on Halloween, which is this year a Saturday, day after.
Set up camp. Well, we're ready to set up camp in the woods. And in the distance we can see a fire crackling. And there seems to be a group of people stood around it. What we can only describe as like humming or chanting. I don't know if it's a wind up, I don't know what, but we've got to be careful tonight. The atmosphere we had earlier on with the locals, we've got to be careful.
Yeah.
Can't see very well. We need to get a bit closer. We haven't quite got a direct line of sight.
Just listen to how many people are around us.
One of them's got fire on a stick.
Is that why?
Yeah.
That's why it's getting closer, isn't it?
Did you hear that?
What?
A whispering. That whispering was fucking...
Wow.
Wow, that was interesting.
Hmm.
So, do you want to explain, or do you want me to explain? Or?
So we started going in the Screaming Woods. We scoped it out. We figured out where we were going to set up the camp for the night.
We kind of, as you've seen, there's a lot of people here. We went right to the far reaches, out the way, to try and avoid everyone, basically.
Yeah.
There was no one around where we were, or so we thought.
What was that flash?
Just a car, I think. So obviously, as we've gone in, we've noticed a small fire. People stood around it. Sorry, I was gonna. As we've gone in, we've noticed a small fire. People stood around it. One man was moving a piece of wood that was on fire. I can't say what they were saying, but it didn't sound...
You said it didn't sound particularly nice.
It didn't sound nice. It sounded like grunting, chanting. And then they seemed to disperse from the fire, and we had people on the right-hand side of us in the woods whispering, and we couldn't work out what they were saying, but we knew they were close.
And they were coming. The fire, we could actually see from where we were standing, it was actually getting bigger, so it was coming towards us. And I think that's
that was
probably the guy
with a stick that had the fire on the sticks. We don't know what was going on, but there was something not right.
It was a little bit sketchy, I would say.
So anyway, we've decided now to come back to the centre of the woods. There is still a fair few cars.
I'd say there's still about 50 cars, if I'm honest, because they're all parked along this stretch.
I would say there's less than there was, though.
Less than there was, but there's still a good number.
Yeah. Obviously, there's still be a lot of contamination. It's not somewhere we can set our locked off cameras and leave them. Obviously, our equipment costs a lot of money, and we can't just leave it around. So we're probably going to take the cameras in now, have a look around and see what's happening.
I think tonight's going to be quite a light investigation, if I'm honest, with how much we can do.
In some respects, it's probably going to be a bit of a washout. I mean, we haven't had the most successful of days. It started off with torrential rain. Then we sort of got surrounded by a couple of cars at Frights Corner, didn't we? And had some
we got told we're going to get into lockdown for 4 more weeks, you know?
Yeah, had some angry locals. Now we've had lockdown, which, you know, it's not our place to judge. We've got to do what's right, I suppose.
And then you got a man pointing a stick at you with fire.
Yeah, so it's not been the... I think we both feel quite guilty because we had a plan tonight, trying to bring it to you guys, and nothing's really gone to plan, and we don't know it's going to happen. So we do feel quite guilty. So we're going to go in there now,
see what we can see.
See what we can see, and see what we can bring you. Thanks.
Right, guys, as we've been saying, contamination's ridiculous, so it's not even worth trying to investigate tonight. There's hundreds of people here. So we're going to get into the spirit of things. I'm going to turn into a duck. And we're going to see if we can scare some people.
Oh god. So if we don't get stabbed before, this is definitely going to do it. Fucking brilliant.
Wait, there's so many people around, you can't investigate, so it's just driving me quackers. I can see why this place is creepy. I mean, the stories and everything that goes with it. If we were here on our own,
yeah.
Well, even now, to be honest, there is no element of creepiness to it, but knowing that so many of the people here does change the vibe a lot.
Oh yeah, of course it has. Keep it going. Pick up some stories. Yeah, mate, they're fucking looks at you. Yeah, I got it on camera. This way, this way.
There they are.
Oh, fucking hell, that's off.
You wanker. You fucking wanker.
Oh, fuck me.
It makes you feel better. I've lost about £1 in sweat carrying that thing on my head.
Quacking, that was.
We've had our excitement. Let's go on.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Sorry guys, didn't know you were there.
You just like appeared.
We saw the light, but we thought it was further on.
They're walking slow, they're walking back. Where they go?
Didn't even talk.
It was too good to talk.
She tried to speak in one of these things.
Oh, was that what it was? She was wearing that? You look very odd.
Fucking, we ran away from a fucking duck. You're the one who scared me, innit? Fucking duck, quick. Oh, we made our night. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
It's another victory for the duck.
Did you ever think when we started this, you'd be dressed as a duck going through the screaming woods on Halloween?
I did not, in my wildest of dreams, think this was going to happen. I can only apologise to everyone who watches our channel for the dribble we're bringing you tonight.
Right guys, we're back in the car. We have just left Pluckley Woods again. We've just had a couple of fun hours, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had a couple of hours in there. Straight, it's phenomenal. We didn't expect it. Like, you can probably still hear fireworks going off.
Yeah. I mean, it's early hours in the morning, but there's still loads of people here.
There's loads of people all through the forest, dressed up. There's people dressed as Pennywise, Freddy Krueger. To be honest, it's a good job we brought the duck mask just to fit in. See, I told you it was a good idea.
Yeah.
We've scared a few people, had a bit of a laugh. Unfortunately, investigation-wise, it's just gone totally out the window. It's just not physically possible. There's so many people around. So, unfortunately, we haven't managed to do that. Advice to anyone out there: Pluckley is an amazing place to come on Halloween. The forest, there's some great stuff going on, but not if you're after a serious investigation.
Right, so we're on the way home from Pluckley now. We're on the motorway, and what a night! What a night!
You can say that again.
Yeah, totally was not expecting anything which happened. Was not expecting to be joined by hundreds of people. As we all know, at the moment there's an impending lockdown this coming Thursday, which I think the 2nd of November.
Yeah.
And we're due to be locked down again for another month, which means me and Nathan are not going to be able to see each other for any paranormal activities, any paranormal investigations. So,
And Christmas is following
yeah,
very shortly.
yeah. So we've kind of made the decision. We normally do 5 episodes per series. We've made the decision we're going to pull the plug on series 4 now.
Yeah.
And
We'll end it with 4 episodes.
we'll have 4 episodes. Obviously, we're sorry we didn't get to investigate Pluckley as we wanted to, and we hope you actually enjoyed what we encountered, and hopefully some of it was funny enough to make you laugh.
It was just a true sort of account of our time in Pluckley, basically.
Yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to focus on restarting in the new year if possible, if the situation improves.
There's a lot of things I think we're excited about doing for Series 5. Bit of a fresh new look, and I think we've sort of been holding fire to finish Series 4 first, and this whole year has been a bit of a loss really. So we're going to end Series 4 a bit prematurely, 4 episodes, and just start complete fresh in Series 5.
Thank you to everyone who watches us, supported us. We're sorry we're obviously not able to do more, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, everyone out there, stay safe, protect yourselves against COVID, and we will see you soon.
Take care.